The two senior linebackers make a lot of plays, very active. Oliver, one of the hardest playing D linemen I've ever seen on tape. I mean, he's relentless, runs after everything, chases every play, which is awesome to see. But yeah, they're a talented defense all the way around.
For a kid that was as heralded as he is in that age, is it pretty rare to see a kid that has as big of a motor as he does for that talented kid out of high school?
Yeah, it's awesome to see, particularly after the freshman year he had, when you get revered on that level all off season, and to come back and play even harder than he did. That says a lot about his character and the people that have coached him, his parents, everybody that's been a part of his football career has done a great job because he plays the right way.
To you, what's the biggest thing that just jumps out about him on film whenever you watch him?
Yeah, that's it, just his relentlessness. I mean, he never stops chasing the football, never stops rushing, never stops going. Wherever that ball goes, he's going to show up in the screen, and that's a special trait.
Somebody he reminds you of?
No, I mean, not that comes to mind, but, you know, he's a little bit undersized, but very powerful, very strong, and is in on a ton of plays because, you know, he just has that will to get it done.
Seems like number 2 and number 8 are two outside linebackers. They move those guys around a lot and use them in a lot of different ways.
They do. They put them in different positions, bring them, drop them, do a bunch of different stuff. Very multiple defensively, and you got to be prepared for what they're going to show each and every week. You never know what you're going to get. So I think offensively, we got to be really sharp with our protections. We got to be great identifying, you know, what they're trying to do each and every snap.
As far as Houston's offense goes, the thing that sticks out is the size of all their receivers, really.
Yeah, they have big receivers, which luckily for us, our guys get to go against them. You know, Dylan and Derek in practice every day, and TJ, who are as big as anybody. And so hopefully that won't overwhelm them going against their big receivers. And last week we played against a big one at Arizona State. But they're a talented group. Quarterback had a tremendous game last week, very accurate, was the #1 player in the country coming out. So we'll have our hands full.
How did you feel like you guys needed protection the other night against LSU?
Not bad. Thought, you know, we gave some things up early, but that's a good defensive front. I mean, they got some big, athletic, tough guys that have played a lot of football, and you know, I thought early they were pushing it back in our face, and as the game went on, I felt like we settled in a little bit.
What is the status of Ruffy, Hatfield, Dorsey, Desmond?
Really day to day on all of them. I wish I'd give you an answer, but we're going to see how the week goes for all of them, and you know, we'll know when we head that way on Friday probably.
I know you referenced it on the conference call yesterday, but what does Houston mean to you, and maybe a lot of guys from the coaching staff as well?
Yeah, you know, I always feel indebted to that university. It gave me an opportunity. My first job, quality control for 2 years, and then was allowed to kind of roll right into a play calling duty, which doesn't happen very often. So I had a tremendous time there. The people, the city, the university, can't say enough good things. And it'll be strange being on the other sideline, but always big fan of Houston, always cheer for them when we're not playing them. And so it'll be a fun experience.
I think it was a quality, were you still quality control when Tech came down there?
I was, yeah, I was.
You mentioned it being weird going down there and coaching there. What was that like, coaching against Tech?
Yeah, that was tough because obviously Mike was still at Tech, and you know, it was Dana and I on the headset together, and you know, Ruffin and all those guys on the other side, Lincoln. So it was, you know, you don't want to cheer against those guys, but we're all competitors, and it was a heck of a game. And, but yeah, I don't really like those type games.
Were you surprised to see that your predecessor, Tommy Tuberville, was calling you stand for you yesterday?
How did I know that was coming? Yeah, I mean, they're going to do what they need to do. So I just coach football. I don't know how that's going to work, Don. We'll see.
The play that Mike made the other night, where he hustled back on the wash and
Right.
hanging the ball, I assume it was not drawn up for the defensive tackle to cover the running back. Is that just good awareness and hustle?
It was. We give out an award every week called the Raider Award, which isn't necessarily the best play or best stats. It's more the heads-up play or something that contributed to us winning the game, and he got it because that wasn't his guy. It was just a feel thing. He felt the back going. If he doesn't wheel with them, they may have got that first down and kept the drive alive. So it was an incredible heads-up play, very aware for a big guy late in the game who's probably tired, been playing a bunch, to wheel with that guy and lay out and make a play like that was big time.
Back in Washington, you middle of the season, that play, but said Robert really had a big fourth quarter, correct? It was very visible in the fourth quarter. Is that kind of a test of their conditioning?
I think so. I mean, those guys were playing a lot of snaps, and they knew those two drives were for the game. If Arizona State scores on either one of those, they beat us, and they stepped up when they had to. I felt like we got a little low there. They had gained all the momentum, so to see those guys really take control and be leaders and had great energy on the sideline and play like they did at the end, that was very encouraging.
How did you and Coach Gibbs feel about rotation numbers-wise and amount you rotated the D-line and DBs in that game?
Yeah, I think we did better up front numbers-wise. I think in the back end, with some of the injuries, it kind of got skewed. So we're going to work through that this week and see if we can even those numbers up. But, yeah, I felt like we had a better rotation going on up front.
Coach Pierce Schmidt, I mean, playing lights out. From your perspective, how's he played so far?
Yeah, he's gotten better, and that's all we're trying to do is get better every week. He knows he doesn't have to do it all. We have a tremendous receiving corps, tremendous running backs, but I've really liked the throwaways. I guess is the biggest takeaway when it's not there. He's done a nice job sliding away, throwing it out of bounds, limiting the sacks. Obviously, he's limited the turnovers, and we just gotta keep progressing each week. Which, with his work ethic, that's kind of what I expect to happen.
Talked a little bit about Kyle Allen a minute ago. Can you talk about him as well as Steve Catalan, a couple of the transfers that they've been able to get there?
Yeah, I mean, Kyle was the top guy coming out in his class and had some success there at A&M, and very accurate passer, talented thrower of the football. Like I said, the ball, I don't think he hit the ground last week. So he's playing well, and Catalan is a tremendous back, could play for anybody. So they got good offensive skill, they got a good scheme, and it'll be a big challenge for us.
These days, just in general, is there anybody y'all really play that doesn't have good skill anymore just because of how 7-7, how much guys that had skill players play all around year-round?
Yeah, you can really look at all levels and see very talented players. You're right. The development of those receivers and running backs and catching the ball all summer, all year round with those 7-on-7 leagues has really made it where every team you play is going to have somebody that can really hurt you.
The other night, you had Kiki and Dylan go over 100, and they had Keel Harry over 100. Is that an example of guys putting their best skill position players at receiver? I mean, Coach Gibbs has talked before about when their defensive back. Well, yeah, kids don't want to play defensive back because 7-on-7.
Right.
Memorizes the receivers.
Yeah, I could see some of that. I mean, if it's not a lot of glory out there, and not a lot of attention unless something goes wrong for a DB. So I think most kids in Texas start playing 7-on-7. You'd rather have the ball in your hand, and there may be some truth to that.
But there are several plays the other night where cornerbacks on both teams had really tight coverage, and the passes.
Right. Yeah, I felt like, Jalen Lane, Octavius had some great coverage, and we got beat with a back shoulder throw 4 or 5 times where it was just a perfect throw by the quarterback, great play by the receiver. And, they understand as a DB, you got to have a short-term memory. You got to understand, hey, I did my job. You can't control everything. Control what you can control and play the next snap. But there was some highly executed throws and catches out there.
The defense has shown some improvement, but where do you feel like it still needs to come on, still needs to improve?
Yeah, I think we just got to do a better job of getting off the field in those third down situations. Once again, they made 3 or 4 tremendous throws that were well covered, but we get a chance to get the ball back and stop drives. We got to find a way to do that.
You have about 20 guys on your team from Houston. You're expecting performance along from kids playing in front of family or friends?
I'm sure they'll be excited. Those kids from Houston always take a lot of pride in being from that area, and they'll have family there, and it'll be a rocking atmosphere. I'm sure there'll be a bunch of Tech fans as well. And so I don't know if they'll be a performance bump, but I know they'll be highly motivated. We're just working through the rotation. It's kind of one of those numbers deals that as the game went, the type of game it was, we felt like we just needed to keep Dakota and Jordan rolling in it. But he'll have a good role moving forward, and he's come a long way from last year.
You guys have used both Colin and Christian as kind of that third linebacker whenever other teams go into heavier sets. Just kind of what went into those two guys and making that third linebacker?
Yeah, really with Colin, just trying to find more snaps from on the field, and CT's come a long way. Came here as a safety, has worked at linebacker about a year and a half now, and making big strides. Still a young player, so it's a good mix for certain schemes Coach Gibbs wants to do. But Colin is a guy, with Eli and Zach Barnes, that Lonzel and Tony, that we're trying to find enough snaps because he's a very talented player as well.
Seemed like, of course, in the spring, you're obviously having him focus on the classroom and everything, and he's made visible plays, it seems like.
He has. I mean, talent has never been an issue. It was just making sure we're getting everything else right, and he did a nice job of that over the summer. Has worked hard, brings a lot of energy, a lot of juice, and if you've ever talked to the guy, I mean, he's nonstop talking and smiling and into it, and it's been good for our defense. And not afraid to stick his nose in there and make plays, and just kind of has a savvy out there that is good at that nickel position.
Did you recruit him at all in high school, or how did he?
Not really. Yeah, I'm not really sure how it all went. I think Coach Spav and Coach Gibbs may have had a previous relationship from when they were at Houston. And then Coach Gibbs knows some people at Arkansas, and it kind of went from there.
There was a lot of emphasis in the offseason on running the ball more and just kind of changing some of the scheme. So far, how do you feel like the team's doing through two games?
Yeah, I felt like last week wasn't bad. I think if you take out the sacks, we had close to 150 yards rushing. So we'd like to be more around 200, but the game also kind of dictated us to throw it a little bit more there at the end. So we're not where we want to be, but it's much improved from last year where we couldn't run it at all. We just got to keep working, keep getting Nisby comfortable, keep getting Trey comfortable, and with Justin, and you got a really good rotation going there.
The offensive line specifically, though, how do you feel like they've done as far as creating lanes?
Yeah, I'm better than last year. I think having guys that played back Steele, Paul and Madison, they've come a long way. And Jack, true freshman, but has some punch in there, and then Jacob Hines is another heavy-handed guy, which we're getting more movement than we did last year, and still have a long ways to go, but it's improved.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling better now. Just kind of selfish on my part to not hydrate as well once we had the delay and things like that, but I'll be good next week.
Sean, you guys lost so many close games last year. What's the feeling been like to have pulled one out at the end with some big plays on both the defensive side and the offensive side late in that game?
We got a lot more confidence now than we had last year. In situations like that last year, guys were worried and down on each other and things like that. But on the sideline this week, you could see that everyone was encouraging each other and knowing that we were going to win. I mean, we had no doubt in our minds that we were going to win that game, or lose that game. So, I mean, like I said, the confidence is really high right now, and I like that about this team.
There's a lot more energy. It's obvious on the sideline. Is that something y'all talked about? I mean, we have to have more energy on the sideline?
Yeah, even with the guys that don't play, they're out there pumping the crowd up and pumping us up as well. And, I mean, we're just cheering for each other. I mean, it's hard enough to play a game out there with no one out there and things. But so, I mean, once your team, you know that your teammates are going to have your back regardless of the outcome. So, I mean, we just cheer for each other.
Has that helped? Do you feel like that's helped? There's been a difference in 2 games as opposed to past seasons?
Definitely. It's definitely helps.
You mentioned there you guys knew that you were going to be able to get a stop, but as Don mentioned last year, it didn't really happen on the field. How much does that help the whole defense to see it actually happen on the field? How can you translate that into this weekend and future games?
It was a boost, but we know as a defense we shouldn't even have made that game close. I mean, we had them on the ropes, and we kind of let off. Secondary, I mean, we started to slack off. We gave up a couple of deep balls and fell down on a couple plays and left our receivers open. But we've been in the film room. We got it corrected, and just excited for this next opportunity.
How are you specifically preparing for the wide receivers that he's got?
Just like I prepare for any wide receivers. I mean, they're all crafty, and anybody can make plays, and just about all of them are speed guys and can go up and get the ball and things like that. So just kind of trying to figure out their tendencies and how they line up and how they run their routes and things.
On that one drive, y'all had so much success on defense, and then there's all those penalties. What do y'all say? I mean, I know it's pretty next week. Y'all get a chance to communicate it all and say, okay, let's try and slow down. Just kind of take me through your mindset when that's happening.
I mean, well, Coach Gibbs, Coach Scott, everyone emphasizes just respond, no matter if it's good or bad. And so that's all I was out there yelling to each other or to all the people. Just respond. I mean, we can't control what the referees call and things like that. I know I kind of got down on myself for having 2 penalties and giving up 30 yards of that. So, but yeah, we just had to respond and just keep playing, and things will go our way eventually.
Sir, did you feel like after you got the interference call, obviously you were giving it to a couple of the officials.
Mm-hmm.
Was that frustration still with you when you didn't have the call for the personal foul last night?
No, sir. I mean, I asked them what I done wrong. They said I was kind of contacting the guy a little bit and things like that. But I got over it, and I was just continuing to play fast. And he actually said the hit was kind of clean, except for the second part. I guess he was out of bounds then. But we were going full speed then, so it was okay. I mean, we can't apologize for the way we compete out there, but I mean, it happened. I mean, they got the first down and kept the drive going, but we'll be okay.
Where do you think the defense has improved the most as far as, I mean, is it being in the right place where you're supposed to be and not overreacting, or is it just better tackling?
I think better tackling, the effort. You see a lot of guys around the ball, which we didn't have last year. And you see guys selling out, diving for the balls and loose balls on the ground. And even though we gave up a lot of passes, you seen that the DBs were tight to coverages and things. I mean, the receivers just made some great plays, and the quarterback had a good ball. So I just think we're a lot more aggressive this year.
Sean, obviously the other night on both sides, on both teams, there was an awful lot of talented receivers who put up some big numbers. And Coach Gibbs in the past has said that with the popularity of 7-on-7, young players who are skill position players want to be receivers and quarterbacks and don't want to be DBs. Do you feel like there's some truth to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard being a DB. I mean, you can go through a lot of plays and someone on the front 7 could mess up or bust a coverage or bust a play or things like that, but the DBs have to be the one to stop it. And if you don't stop it, everyone notices that. So, they don't really notice what's going on in the front, but if you miss that tackle or you miss the pass breakup or things like that and they go for a touchdown, they'll definitely remember that. So it's kind of tough, and everyone wants to be the guy that catches game-winning touchdown and things like that. No one wants the pressure on them to stop the game-winning touchdown or stop the first down and get offense back the ball and things.
What was your personal experience? Did you play in offense, or did you actually want to play defense?
I tried playing offense at a very young age. The first time I got tackled, I cried, and I I stayed on the sideline the rest of the game, laid on my helmet the rest of the game. So the next game, I actually tried defense. My dad wanted me to try defense, and I started playing safety then, and I kind of fell in love with it. But I did play offense throughout after I got used to tackling and things like that. But, yeah, defense was just for me.
Which is kind of interesting because you said you cried the first time you got hit, but now you play with so much reckless abandon. It seems like that you're obviously not afraid of hitting or being hit.
Yeah, it's just because I got hit hard the first time. So I knew I wanted to be the one delivering the blows and not taking them again.
You a Pedialyte, Gatorade, or Powerade guy?
Well, we're at Powerade here, so I guess I'm kind of that.
They have a great defensive line. I've watched a couple of games from last year, but there's a lot of new guys, so I haven't really dug into 2017 film yet, but I plan on doing that here in the next day or so.
You probably saw a lot of Ed Oliver in that video from last year. Thoughts on him?
You know, he's a great player. Obviously respect what he's been doing. At the same time, I mean, he gets up and comes to work every day just like us. So there's no reason to be, you know, afraid or intimidated. Obviously, he's one of the best defensive players, defensive linemen, without a doubt in the country. Nothing but respect for him. But at the same time, like I said, he's just like one of us. So we got to prepare that way.
Nick, I know you said you're a perfectionist, or at least you told us that at Media Day several weeks ago. Through 2 games, how do you think you played the offense that has run in 2 games? What have you done well?
Yeah, there's obviously, like I mentioned after the Eastern Washington game, whether I go 10 for 40 or 40 for 40, there's always stuff I can get better at. I had a deep pass to Kiki this last week, a post, and I felt like I kind of underthrew it. So I was pretty upset with myself right there. Still got the completion, but yeah, just little things. Like I told you, Coach Kingsbury is going to coach me to perfection, and then we're going to settle for greatness. So that's a big coaching point for him, and I feed off of that well. So.
Did you tell the fellas anything before that final game-winning drive?
Just relax. We have to score, but relax. We got plenty of time. You know, it's what we do. We score on a majority of our possessions, so it's not anything out of the ordinary that we have to do. Just be ourselves, and everything will take care of itself.
Nick, obviously you were confident even before the year started that we're chomping at the bit for this opportunity, but at the same time, as smoothly as things have gone for you the first couple of weeks, has that helped you just kind of settle in and relax?
Yeah, like I told y'all before the season started, I'm a very confident person, and yeah, things have gone smooth so far, but I also understand that at some point there's going to be a few hiccups, a few bumps in the road. It's not going to be like this for 12 straight games. I mean, I hope it is, but I don't think it will be. But yeah, you know, it's obviously each game you get a little more experience, a little more comfortable out there. But you know, I'm having a great time, having fun with these guys, and that's really all I can ask for.
How much help is it in the transition when you have guys like Kiki and Cameron who you can just get the ball to and they can turn 6-yard gains into 70-yard gains?
Yeah, I've touched on that before. It's such a blessing to have those guys, Kiki and Cam, to be able to throw it even behind the line of scrimmage and it go for a touchdown, and then have guys like Dylan and Derek, where if I'm in a sticky situation, I can kind of put it in their area, and I'm confident they're going to come down with it. So, and then even the running backs, you know, Stock played his tail off this past game. Nisby did some good things. The guys up front, the offensive line, all those guys played a great game. You know, it's not just the receivers. It's all 10 other guys that are on the field, even if it's the backups. I'm confident in all those guys. So we'll just keep getting better and keep moving forward.
And mentally, how big of a boost was it that y'all were able to pull out a close game already this year that maybe you wouldn't have won last year?
Yeah, I was talking to, I believe, Coach Witt yesterday. It would have been nice to win that game like we should have won it, up 21-3 with all the momentum. We could have easily won by 3, 4, 5 touchdowns if we'd have kept rolling. But at the same time, to get a win like that this early in the year, I think it's going to be good for us moving forward. Because, I mean, it's college football. That situation is going to arise again sometime in the next 10 games. So, like you said, it was a big confidence builder to get that type of win in that situation early in the year.
Nick, one thing that Biff has spoken positively about is you're taking care of the ball, and when it's not there, you're throwing it away. Is that something that comes easily for you, or because it seems like you're making good decisions?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just playing the game. He emphasizes on all the time protect the ball and defense take the ball away. If we can do that, if we can win the turnover margin, aside from yards, aside from all that, if you can win the turnover margin and not shoot yourself in the foot with penalties, you're going to put yourself in position to win. So, yeah, like you said, just being smart, throwing the ball away, not taking sacks, working field position, even if we're not going to score, trying to flip field position a little bit. It's just part of playing the game, just trying to do what I'm coached to do.